I wasn't planning on making this video today, but I just heard about the tragic death of Charlie Kirk, and well, I was already working on something that is so fitting for this moment. And it's something I think he would have appreciated. And what I come to realize this week, most of the differences in the West right now, in the United States, Western nations, is we've got two competing worldviews. We've got the traditional Christian worldview, and we've got the modern, secular, materialistic worldview. And these are very different ways of seeing the world. Okay, and there's a lot of differences between them, but this is the primary difference right here. In a God-centered worldview, you matter. You and everyone else. Human life is valuable. It's important. Created in the image of God. In a materialistic worldview, you are matter. Okay, now I know that's awful simplistic, but the deeper I dive into this, the more true I realize that is. Okay, so for a Christian, actually both of those things are true. You matter and you are matter. But the part about you matter, well, that takes precedence. Right? In a Christian worldview, there is a hierarchy, and God's at the top of it. Right? In a materialistic worldview, the only part of that that's true is you are matter. The first part is completely optional. All right, so for a modern materialistic worldview, you can decide that other people matter, or you can decide that they don't, or you can decide that you matter, or you don't, or your family, or your community, whatever you want. It's all optional. You can decide this group matters and this group doesn't, or only black lives matter, or only whatever lives matter. And you can decide other lives don't. Now, Christians can go off the rails as individuals or small groups, but as Christians as a whole. Okay, we've got a Bible that tells us all humans matter. Okay, so if one goes off the rails, the rest are, no, you're wrong on that. Come on back, let's get you straightened out. That doesn't exist on the left. Again, it's completely optional. It's up to you. Okay, and then we can go as deep with this as you want. The abortion debate. Christians are against abortion because embryos are human. They're unborn fetuses. They're human. They matter. Okay, for a materialistic worldview, which is most modern liberals, an embryo fetus, it's just matter. It's just a collection of cells. It can be discarded at any time. All right. Communism. All right. The utopian communist dream. But then we look and, okay, Stalin and Mao killed whatever 100 million people, their own people. All right. That's because they decided, okay, those lives don't matter. Again, it's all optional. And let's go deeper with this. All right, so many young people today, they're lacking meaning and purpose in life. Okay, well, so many today have a modern, secular, materialistic worldview. Okay, well, if you weren't created, how can you have meaning or purpose? Or how can there be beauty? If everything's just the result of random chance, including you, and you're just a result of evolution, and there's no purpose there. All right? But for a Christian worldview, God-centered worldview, so to be Jews also, you have a creator. You were created, and if you were created, then you were created for a purpose. Okay, with materialistic worldview, you don't have a purpose, you have a function. Okay, so this beautiful world around us. We can't see the forest for the trees with a materialistic worldview. We're looking at all the individual little details, but we can't see the beauty of it all. All right, which is just depressing in itself. Okay, that tree outside us, it's not just a longleaf pine or whatever type elm. It's a creation of God. It's living. It's beautiful. Okay, and again, how deep do you want to go with this? Truth. Why do we need to be truthful? Because other people matter. So therefore, we should be honest with them. Why should we not steal from other people? Because what they think matters. The work they've done to earn what they have, that matters. Their feelings matter also. It's not all about me. All right? For a modern liberal, materialistic worldview, well, again, all of that's optional. Okay, so in the name of communism and the utopian dream, well, we can just steal from whoever. It's okay. The ends justify the means. Whereas with a God-centered worldview, no, it's all about the means. That's what matters. That's our issues right now in the West. And how this turns out, right now, just from population alone, okay, looking at declining birth rates, those with a God-centered view, they're having kids, they're reproducing. All life matters. Family life matters. Their families matter. Or if we look at the left, they're not having kids. Okay, so at the rate we're going, there's probably not going to be a left in so many years, but how much damage is the left going to do on the way? Okay, I keep hearing about gun control. We don't need gun control. All we would have to do literally is just ban liberals from buying guns. And that would stop 90% of the shootings right there. All right, that's where most of the crime's coming from. That's where most of the shootings are. It's people on the left because they've decided that life doesn't matter. And this is something else. I was always confused about this. Okay, left and right. Okay, so Hitler was on the right, but it's the Nationalist Socialist parties, what the Nazis were. Stalin, Mao, they're on the left. Communists. Okay, well, what really is the difference between them? And what I finally concluded is all of that's nonsense. The left is you are matter. The right is you matter. All right, so I don't care if they were fascist or communist. If life didn't matter to them or it's completely optional, left. If life mattered, and right. That's our political divide. And we can go deeper with that if you want to. I always had trouble with social conservatives and economic conservatives. Okay, so we've got a lot of business people. Oh yeah, we're all for capitalism and so forth, but we don't care about any of the other conservative values. Okay, well, that's why we've got companies with people running them that life doesn't matter. That materialistic worldview. All right, so if you've ever felt like a cog in the machine, it's because you are. You probably work for a company where you are matter, and that's it. The leadership of that company has a materialistic worldview. Materialistic worldview, you don't have a purpose, you have a function. What is your function in the machine? And if you work for a company that has that view, well, your function's to be a cog. No wonder you felt that way. So anyway, it explains a lot. And then when we look at someone like Charlie Kirk, he had a purpose, not a function. And his purpose was to go out and debate college students. Not terrorize them, not threaten them, not open and honest discussion. It's been a rough couple of weeks seeing all of the violence going on. Ukrainian girl in Charlotte, Irina Zaruska. That was horrible. And there are senseless murders every day. But with that one, we could see it. She did absolutely nothing wrong. She was just brutally murdered for no reason. Or there might have been, but anyway. All right, but the worst part about that for me was after her killer left, no one came over to help her. No one. There were no Christians on that train because it's obvious to the people on that train her life didn't matter. All right, but here's the thing, her life did matter. And every one of you out there, you've got a choice to make. Did her life matter or did it not? And the same for Charlie Kirk. For Charlie Kirk, other lives mattered. Okay, and Charlie Kirk's life mattered to other people, especially his family, his kids. But how many young people did he reach at these colleges and universities and make them at least question their worldview? Anyway, it's a lot to think about, but the way we end the violence is simple. We get rid of the modern materialistic worldview, and we go back to you matter. We all matter. God bless and have a great day.